Hi there, my name's Ruth from Gothic Decay and I produce work that looks like this. So I'm in the process of showing you a series of videos on how I actually make my pieces of work. So this is a little example for you. Same patched pieces of work, but this is one of the first ones I ever made, so it's quite sort of different, but I like it. So yeah, if you want to see more like that, it's on my website gothicdecay.com. So what I'm going to show you today is how to transfer the image that you've chosen onto your fabric. So as you'll remember, we made this in the previous video, showing you how to, oh no, the one before that, sorry, the last one was all about choosing your source image. Previously it was about making your backing fabric, so if you haven't seen those, just pop back and have a quick look at those. So we've chosen the image. Again, sorry for the scan lines in this, it's the printer decided to have the hiccups because it knew somebody was watching. So what I'm going to do now is tack this to the fabric. So what you want to do is make sure that if you've got any pattern sections like this, or ones that are very dark, you don't want them right under something like this. See, I've done something a bit wrong there, haven't I? That's a better idea to do it that way round. Not thinking properly. Because I find it personally much easier to make things darker than it is to make them lighter. But maybe that's just I haven't got found the right methods yet. So make sure that it's as straight as you can make it. Yes, I know none of these lines are straight, but try and do your best, because if it doesn't look right by your eye, say for example this line here, you could match up with that one quite successfully. Because if it just ruins the whole piece if it just looks wonky. So make sure that the light bits, where the bright sections from the window, as you can see there, are nice and pale underneath there, and then just tack this to the background fabric. So I've remembered to thread my needle this time, so it's nothing very clever, just to make sure that it doesn't move when you get the sewing machine out. I find it easier to tack from right to left because I'm right-handed, so I just tend to turn the work round. Bit of a cheat. And just make sure that it doesn't wiggle too much as you're doing this. You can pin it first if you want to, but just double check it at the end to make sure it hasn't moved around. And then I'll get to introduce you to something else from my room. She's my sewing machine, who I call Ka-Chunk because she's a hand-cranked singer, and she makes that kind of lovely sort of ka-chunk noise as she sews. So, because I'm a bit daft, I give everything a name. So she's Ka-Chunk. Why does this never work properly when somebody's watching? There we go. Last little bit. There we go. And we'll just make sure that it hasn't wandered off. Still nice and straight. That's perfect. So now it's time to get the sewing machine out. Right, so we're now ready for the sewing. So this is Ka-Chunk, my sewing machine. So what I'm going to use is machine embroidery cotton. So this, well, it's not cotton, it's a very, very man-made thread. So this will not pick up the dye to any sort of big degree. I mean, it'll a tiny bit possibly, but not very much. So make sure that you use a colour that will blend in nicely. It can, you know, if you want to do something quite sort of outrageous and, you know, bright colours, then that's fine. It'll kind of give a sort of neon glowy kind of look to things. But I'm going to try and keep everything reasonably quiet, you know, not too excitably coloured. If you want to use something more like this, that's absolutely fine. Just a normal sewing cotton, absolutely fine. That will, of course, pick up the dye, so you don't have to worry so much about the colour. So all I now do is stitch through all the lines. Now I don't bother to start or finish properly like you should do with machine stitching, because well, like I say, it's Gothic Decay, so it's more decayed and it kind of comes undone and little bits unpick and unravel. That's absolutely fine with me. I don't mind that at all. So all we do now is stitch over all the lines. So I'll start off by showing you one, and then I'm sure you can imagine the rest. There we go. So now I leave a tail of about maybe 3 inches, something like that, so that hopefully you can see that nicely there, so that you can, it doesn't unravel instantly, but it just adds more little textured bits as well, because they just trail around and I quite like that. So you can probably see better from the back. So just straight line down there. So I will colour in all the rest of these lines, and then I shall show you what to do when we finish that. So all the stitching has been complete. I don't know if you can see it all there. Sometimes it's easier just to have a look from the back. Don't worry if it's all a bit messy. Again, that's why we're Gothic Decay. And you won't be able to see the back anyway. So next job is to undo the tacking and then tear off the tracing paper. So just tear down to the stitching like that, and then just sort of let it go along like a like it's perforated page kind of thing. It's a bit of a long-winded process. I'm sure there's a better way to do it somewhere, but this is just the one that works for me. So just keep going until all of this is off the front. You can use a needle to sort of have a little get closer to some of the small bits when I've let them pry them out a little bit, but we get there, and hopefully by the magic of the internet, next time you see this, all the paper will be gone. There we go, and as if by magic, all the paper is gone. So you can see all the lines are stitched in. All of this, you can trim off some of this if you want to, if it's a bit too frilly, but gives you the option if you want to. So this is all stitched in now and ready to be dyed. So I'll make the next video on that, because it could be quite a long process. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. This should show you, there you go, you can have a look at the back too, just to show it does actually all come through nicely like that. So yes, do feel free to subscribe to the channel, hit the little notification bell if you want to find out when each new video comes up, and go along to have a look at gothicdecay.com to see finished pieces of work. So thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.